I sent you a little email about that, Dr. Snyder. But I think that'd be a good thing to use. I wouldn't know how to do that myself. Maybe we could get together and you could give me some tips. But anyway, it's good to be here for this second section of our Hebrew class. And I must say, I've been pretty impressed with some of the work that I've been getting from the students. And I can tell that time and effort has been put into it. Um, it's been very good to see that. And I hope that the people that have completed those exercises, that they are feeling a little more confident about the Aleph Bet, and that writing them out has assisted them in retaining them better than perhaps just listening to them um, or just looking at them. But all of those things together, I think, should help. In fact, I just came from my local Hebrew study where people had done the same thing. They had written those out. They hadn't done as much as this class because we have not been as far. And I could tell already people were really picking up on it. And so I just was a good thing to see. So anyway, we are completing chapter 1 today, and maybe we'll even get into chapter 2. We'll see. But clearly, the students that have turned in the assignments are understanding the topic of this this chapter and how to put these noun sentences, or at least how to read them into a proper English format. And so that's very good. So let's go to our work for today. I'm going to hit this share screen. And we've been working on chapter 1. And so let's go over a little bit of our vocabulary. But before we do that, I always like to go down to the bottom here and look at the prayer that is being used as an example in this section. And the prayer that we're going to be looking at is a very common one they call the Shema. And so what we have here is a word. I think this is in our thing there, Shema, to hear, listen, or obey. Yisrael, the proper name for the nation of Israel, or the renamed, the name that was given to the forefather Jacob by our Almighty Yah. And then remember that this here is an abbreviation. Basically, what that is the same as if you were to write out the Kadosh name, Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. So that was the point of talking about this here in the beginning chapter. So just consider that an abbreviation. They do that out of respect for the Jews. Okay, so let's continue on. Shema Yisrael, and I will just say, use the Kadosh name, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah Echad. And so it would go similar to this. Shema Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah Echad. And that Echad, remember, is more so a compound unity than a numerical significance. Okay, so then, of course, we have the translation here. O Israel, Yahuwah, our God, or our Elohim, Yahuwah is one, Echad. Okay, so let's go then and complete this section. And let's go over our vocabulary one more time. I think you guys have got a pretty good grasp on the vocabulary because I've seen a lot of them. But just for the sake of review, we will go over. If I could figure out where my draw is. There we go. Okay, so we have Av, father, Echad, meaning one, Echad, Ani, Ani, meaning I, Ata, meaning you, but remember, that's masculine singular you. If we were to look at a feminine singular, it would look like this. At, simply at, but don't worry about that yet. That's next chapter. In this case, we're dealing with masculine singular, ata. And then we have the word for he, or if it's an inanimate thing, but yet has a masculine gender, it's it. So that would be the word who. That's how you pronounce that. Hey, shurik, aleph, sounds like who. The masculine form of this is zet, rather, ze. The proper name, Yisrael. Okay. The word for king is melech. Okay, melech. Proper name, Moshe. Good deal. The word for nation or people, depending on the context, Am. Okay, very good. And I think you guys are starting to really get a handle on those. So let's move down now. If I can get our mouse to work. There we go. And so we went through an explanation that Hebrew noun sentences are very simple. Compared to English, there's some extra words that we might have in English. For example, if you were to say Moses is a king, in our understanding, it would simply be Moshe Melech. And that is shown in our exercises. Okay, so let's just scroll on down here. And so I had the students do 1 through 6. What you should have gotten, and yes, those were correct. Every single one that turned them in, we get Ani Moshe. I am Moses. Ata Melech. You are a king. Okay? Who? Av. He is a father. Ze, am. This is a nation. Okay? Who? Echad. Let's see. He is one. Yisrael, Israel is a, we could say Israel is also a people, couldn't we? I think we could. Okay, Baruch Hashem. All right, so let's go now to number 7. And with these, if you know the answer, shout it out. Try to be clear and loud, because you know I do have my hearing issues, as you probably discovered at Sukkot. But let's look at this here. We have Moshe Melech. Okay, any ideas? So we got anybody in chat? Okay, that would be Moses is a king. Okay, Moshe Melech. Ani Av. What do you think, guys? we get I am a father. Okay, good deal. Ze Yisrael. This is Israel. Okay. Hu Melech. He is a king. Okay. We have Ze Moshe. This is Moses. That's what we get for that one. Ata Av. You, masculine singular, are a father. All right, so that completes that section. So now, let's go down here, and they're going to reverse this on us. Translate these English noun sentences into Hebrew, okay? So I'm going to do number 1, and I'm going to have you guys, actually I'll do 1 and 2 with you, okay? And for our first section of exercises, I'm going to have you guys do a few of these. Let's do, let's see, I'm going to put this down on our, every time I do this, let's see what we got in comments. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think Marcille sent me a text message. If she's on Verizon, presumably so. I didn't know who it came from, but it was from a text. So that must have been her. And that's understandable. And she'll be able to catch this because this is being recorded and will be available. Just send me or Dr. Snyder a request and we will get you the link right away. Okay, very good. Let's go back here to our notes here. I want to, okay, so for exercises, okay, annotate. Okay, so this is for this section. Okay, so we are, let me bring this up here. Oh, good, we could toggle back and forth between these. I didn't know that. Section 2, I want to do 1 and 2. Let's do 3 through 8. This is section 2, 3 through 8. All right. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to delete this. Okay, so I'm going to have to come up with a different solution here to get these notes put in. Let's see here. We need a, there we go, stop share. Let's open up a notepad here because otherwise, as I'm going, I will forget what we're supposed to be doing here. And I get caught up in the teaching. Where is the office? There we go. LibreOffice, that's what I need. All right, and we need to a document. Okay, so 3 through 8, we'll add that on the list. And let's go back and look at some of these. Okay, so if we were to take this one here, we need to create you are a father. So in that case, let's get that. Let's go to, what I would do is I would use these right here, guys. It would be the easiest way than to try to go back to the vocabulary. But, you know, You can do it however you want, but we're doing you are a father. So this is what I'd like to see. Ata, and then we would have the word for father, which would be Av. Okay? So that's number one. That's this one here. Okay? All right, let's go to number two. We need to create this is a people. So we know the word for this is ze. So we'll put our zayin here, and a segol, and a hey, and we get this. And remember, we're writing from right to left, ze, and we have the word am. So we would use that inverted Y character, which is an ayin, okay, and a patach, and a mem sofit. So literally, I'll put a little more space in there, ze, am. Okay, so that's what they want you to do here. So what I did is I assigned 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's move on down. Fill in the blanks to make your own noun sentences. Now these, I'm not going to assign these because there's going to be a lot of variance. We can do a lot of things with these guys. So let me just do them right now for us. And let's look at these. So we need to say something of. Okay. It looks like we could use Ata. We could use Moshe. We could use Zeh. Any of these will work. How about we put Moshe in there? Hard to squeeze those letters of the blank. They probably would rather do it on paper, but just for the sake of, there we go, Moshe. Moses is a father. That's what we can put for that one. Okay, let's go to number one. Ani means I am what? How about this? We could say I am a father. Aleph, Kametz, Vav, Ani Av. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Number two, we could use Israel, Yisrael, right? Okay. Resh, Kametz, Aleph, Saray, Lamed. Okay, Yisrael, right there. That would go there. Okay, Ata meaning you. You are a king. How about that? Melech. Lamed, Segol, Haf Sofit. Melech. You are a king. Number three, who something. He is, we could do Melech again, or we could do Moshe. We could do all kinds of things. So let's just put Moshe in there, I guess. Let's see, Segol. Okay, so these are pretty easy. Once you've done the first section, I think you guys will get this down. And this is a nation. We could try that. There's different things we could throw in there, but this is a nation. All right. So let's go down to something that should be a little more developed here. See how many chapter one vocabulary words you can find in your prayer book. Okay, so it looks like that does finish these. Yeah, that chapter was pretty quick. So it looks like we're going to start the second chapter. So we've covered the Shema now. So let's go now to chapter 2. Before we go there, are there any questions about chapter 1? Anything that you guys want to ask? Okay. All right, let's cover chapter 2. Baruch Hashem, we are making good progress. I didn't think we'd go this fast, but we are. Let's open up my notes here. Let's see here. We need documents. There we go. Let's open up chapter 2. All right. So now we are going to be addressing the feminine noun. So here we go, the feminine noun. And they've got some early review here for you guys. If you guys decide to do that, I'm not going to assign it because I want to tackle this material as quickly as we can, move along. But that is a good thing to go over if you'd like to do that. So let's look now at our vocabulary. We've looked at the masculine singular. Now look at the feminine. And remember, it is absolutely critical in Hebrew to know whether or not a word is masculine or feminine gender, because that affects everything in the sentence. Okay, so let's look here at our first word. The word for mother is aim. I'm transliterating that as best I can, okay? Because the zere is an A-Y sound, as in hay, like hay is for horses. All right? Aim, A-I-M. The word for blessing, at least the base form, is baracha. 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 Blessing. How about the word for land? Eretz. We've got Aleph Sagol, Resh Sagol, Sadiq Sofit. Eretz. Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, or land of Israel. How about, remember we covered atah? Well, here's the feminine version. Excuse me. At. Good. Okay, now here we have a connector here, which designates the definiteness of a noun. Ha. The word for the, whenever you see ha connected to something, it's the something. Okay, so we'll just make that like that. Ha, and it means the. Okay. Now, remember that the word for he was who? Well, guess what? He is she. That's right. Isn't that strange? He is she. So who is he and he is she? That's usually a little phrase that I use to help students keep track of those. Who is he and he is she? All right, the word in feminine tense or feminine gender for this is zot. And I will write that as Z-O-T-E, zot. If we were to ask a question, who is this? We would say, mi ze, if we're talking about a man, or mi zot. Literally, the word who means me. And I'm putting two E's here because we have a Hebrew Yod combination here. All right, here we go. Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All right. There it is. Sheen with an ah sound, bet with an ah sound, ends with a tav, Shabbat, for Sabbath. Okay, so let me see if we can get this to roll down a little more without erasing anything. Okay, we have one more there. One more there. Okay, so this one down here, I'm going to have to erase what we've done already, but you'll have it on the recording. Let's go down to the last one. Proper name, Sarah. Sarah. Okay? So Shabbat, me, sot, he, the connector ha, which is the word the, at, you, eretz, land, baracha, blessing, aim, mother. So those are the vocabulary. So what I'd like you to do is write the new vocabulary one time. You only have to write it one time. Write every vocabulary, give me the transliteration, give me what it means. In other words, when I say transliteration, for example, this, at, if I go like this, at, or this is a transliteration, at, it's approximating the sound and putting it into English letters. So put the transliteration in there, put what it means, and if it's feminine, singular, because we just went over the masculine ones, mark that. That would be good to just get that used to doing that and then thinking that. Okay. So let me add that to our okay, good. All right, so let's go back here. Any questions so far with this vocabulary? Notice that it is critically important to know what the gender is because of the word for you. For example, I'm going to give you an example of perhaps a situation that might occur on a bus in Israel. So let's say an American man is sitting down to next to an Israeli girl on an Israeli bus. And we know that the word for a man for you is atah, and we now know that the word for a woman, meaning you, is at. If the man were to say to the woman, do you understand English? He would say, if the man would say this to the woman, he would say, at mevina anglit. At mevina anglit. Do you understand English? But let's say the man sit down to next to an Israeli woman, and the woman then were to speak first and say to him, do you understand Hebrew? Notice the difference. It would not be at. She would not say at because she's talking to a man. She would say, ata mevin ivrit. Ata mevin ivrit. Do you understand Hebrew? Okay, so you see the difference here? I want to bring that out so you guys understand that. All right, so let's go to chapter 2, and let's go down now to, let's see here. Let's see what we're covering in our prayer for this section here. Okay, the blessing over the bread. Okay, so let's go over this first, because this is what some of these words we're going to be running into. So you guys have probably heard this whenever Bishop Regesh has recited this, or Governor has recited this a time or two. So let's look at what this looks like in the Hebrew. And so we have Baruch Atah, and we'll just say that this is that's abbreviation, but we're going to say Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam HaMotzi Lechem Min Haaretz. And it would go like this. Baruch atah Yahuwah Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. And then people would give the rejoinder, Amen. Okay, so that's how that would go. So literally, we are saying, blessed are you, Yahuwah, our Elohim, King of the universe. Now this Hamotzi, the one who brings forth, Lechem, bread, Min, from Haaretz, the land. Okay, or from the earth. Okay, so let's go down now to the second one, and we would hear the blessing over the wine. This, more likely than not, is the one that you would hear. At least a Sukkot, I heard it a couple times. So we have very similar. We have Baruch Atah Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Pari Hagafen. Okay? Baruch Atah Yahuwah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Pari Hagafen. And then the rejoinder, Amen. Okay, good. So that covers our blessing for this chapter. And notice that we've got the masculine form of you in there. We've got a form of blessed. Let's see. We just covered this one. It's one that we are learning now. We got this one in there. There's you. We covered that last chapter. There's Melech. We covered that last chapter. Some of these are new. Hamotzi, that's new. Lechem is new. Min. There's Aretz. We covered that in the first chapter, didn't we? You see what they're doing here? They're just starting to build up what our vocabulary and so that we're familiar with some of these in the prayer. Okay. Let's go back now and look at what this chapter is about. Okay. Okay, so we covered the vocabulary. Let's move down here to the noun. A noun is a word that names a person, place, or thing. In Hebrew, every noun is either masculine or feminine. That is critically important to understand, my friends. As you learn each new noun, you must also learn whether it is masculine or feminine. You will see why this is important later. All nouns introduced in this chapter are feminine. So remember that. You can just rest assured that anything that's covered in this chapter, feminine. All those introduced in the first chapter were masculine. Most Hebrew pronouns are either masculine or feminine. Listed below are all the nouns and pronouns you have learned so far. So we already learned of. Well, over here in the feminine, we have aim for mother. We learned the word you as respective of a man, or we have at, respective toward a woman. We have the word who, which is he, or he, which means she. Then we have the masculine form of this, ze. The feminine form is zot. Then we have the proper name Yisrael, proper nation name, or the name, as I said, one of the patriarchs. And then notice that Eretz is feminine gender. So that kind of makes sense because, you have people that, there's some people that think that the earth has a feminine nature to it. King, Melech. And then we have Baracha, blessing. That's also feminine gender. You'll start to see a theme develop here between the two genders. Proper name, Moshe. There's a feminine proper name, Sarah. Nation is Am, and Shabbat is feminine. Isn't that something? All right, so let's go down. Whenever new nouns or pronouns appear on the vocabulary list of each chapter, we will tell you whether they are masculine or feminine. Okay, so variations of the. Sometimes there is no dot in the letter following the hey. In this case, the vowel under the hey may change. Okay, so we're talking about that connector. Basically, what we're dealing with is, remember we had that little connector thing there like that in the vocabulary. So normally it's going to be an ah sound, but sometimes it can change. It's going to be something, normally it'll be like this, but sometimes it can change to this, or it can change to this. It just depends, and some of those you're just going to have to know. Okay, so for example, standing alone, we have father. But if we say the father, we have ha'av. So av or ha'av. Okay? Meaning the father. Same thing over here. We have aim for mother or ha'aim, the mother. So when we add this, we're making it definite. The, not just any mother, the mother. Same way over here. The vowels of some words change when hey is added. So for example, ordinarily am looks like this, and this is the vowel that is the ordinary part that we would see on am, but if you add a hey to it, it becomes kametz. So ha-am, so that's what they're talking about. We see some slight vowel changes. All right, how about land? Eretz. But if we're going to say the land, look at these changes here. Here's Segol. You would think there'd be a Segol under the Aleph too, but no, it changes to Kametz. So we get Ha-Aretz. Okay? Eventually, you will memorize those as I have. All right, the vowels of some words change when hey is added. Okay, so we have am for people, and notice this changes ha-am. This changes here, rather. Oh, no, we already did that, didn't we? What's going on here? Okay, yeah, somehow I got, we should have gone down a little further. All right, here we go. Dots inside Hebrew letters. By now, you've learned several words that have letters with a dot inside them. That dot, by the way, I don't know if they tell you in here. I don't think they do, at least not readily. But they're talking about this dot. We already talked about that. That's called a dagesh. Okay. Okay, so we have baracha, blessing, atah, and Shabbat. They all have dagesh. There's a dagesh there, there's a dagesh here, there's a dagesh in the bet, okay? So, many Hebrew words have letters with dots in them for all sorts of reasons. The rules for these dots are complicated, and it is rarely important for a beginner to know why they appear in Hebrew words. You will be able to read and understand a great deal of Hebrew without knowing much about the dots. In general, you should consider them a part of Hebrew spelling. Okay, good. So they're going to cover some more masculine and feminine words. But before I go on, I want to see if we have any questions up until now, anything in the chat. Before we get too far ahead. Okay. Let's go to share screen then. Back to chapter 2. Okay, so more masculine and feminine words. There are 2 words for you in Hebrew. We covered that. Atah is masculine and at is feminine. So, for example, you are a father, we get ata av, it has to use the masculine form. If we're writing out you are a mother or reading it, it would say at aim. Okay, notice it's using at. Okay, let's move on down here. There are also two words for this in Hebrew. Ze refers to masculine nouns, people or things, and zot refers to feminine nouns, people or things. So, for example, we know that king is masculine, melech, so it uses ze. This is the king. Okay. And then people is masculine. We covered in chapter 1, right? So ze ha'am. But switching gears here, if you were talking about a mother, ze would change too. We would get zot ha'am. This is the mother. And remember that land was in our vocabulary list for chapter 2. That means it's feminine gender. So we use zot ha'aretz. This is the land. Okay. Now, when it comes to the word I, it is used for either males or females, and that word is ani. So if we were to say I am Moses, it would be ani Moshe. Or if you were to say I am Sarah, there's not a separate word for this. It's still ani Sarah. Okay, so the word me means who, as in a question. So if you were to say, who are you? Me ata. Of course, we'd be talking about a man because we're using ata, right? Who are you? Me means who. How about who is the mother? Me ha'aim. Okay, of course, mother is feminine gender. All right, so let's look at some of our exercises here because the exercises are starting to get a little more complex. And this is why it's critical, folks. If you haven't turned in your exercises or done the work on them, you're going to get lost quickly because that writing part where you really have to knuckle down and do it. And I'm giving you the teaching of it, but actually doing it yourself is what burns that information into your mind. So let's look here at what we have in our exercises. And this is simply translate the following sentences into English. So we already covered some of these. Who, av, he is a father. Who, ha'av, he is the father. He, aim, she is a mother. Number 4, he, ha'aim, she is the mother. Okay, notice the difference between he, aim was she is a mother, or he, ha'aim, she is the mother. That's definite then, isn't it? Okay, ze, well, we know is masculine gender, so that means we have to use ze. Ze ha'am, this is the nation. Ze is this is a nation, or ze ha'am is this is the nation. Zot baracha. Zot meaning feminine form of this. This is a blessing. Or how about zot habracha? This is the blessing. It's specific. The ha means the blessing. Okay? Number 9. Ata melech. You are a king. We covered that first chapter. Ata ha-melech. You are the king. Number 11. At aim. There we go. Now we're talking some words we're dealing in this chapter. You are a mother. At ha'aim, you are the mother. Ata Moshe, you are Moses. At Sarah, you are Sarah. Hu hamelech, we get who is, or he is the king, rather. He is the king. He, ha'em. She is the mother. Number 17, ze Yisrael. This is Israel. And why are we using ze? Because Yisrael is masculine gender. Zot ha'aretz. This is the land. And why are we using zot? Because aretz is feminine. Ani Moshe. I am Moses. Ani Sarah. I am Sarah. Me at. Who are you? What are we talking about here, a man or a woman? Well, because we're using at, has to be feminine. It's a woman. Me, Sarah, who is Sarah. Me, ha'av, who is the father. Me, ata, who are you? But in this case, we're using ata, so it's got to be a man we're talking about. Who are you? Okay, so we're going through some of these together. Get rid of these marks here. There we go. So this says translate these sentences into English. Okay, so we got more of them here. Let's just go through these together, and then we get down to some of these other ones. I'm going to have you guys do some of these for your assignment, okay? So here's another section we're translating. Okay, we'll start with number 1. At Sarah, you are Sarah, right? You, or feminine rather. Ze ha'am, this is the nation. Me, ani, who am I, right? Ata echad, you are one. Moshe, ha'av, Moses is the father. Sarah, aim, Sarah is a mother. Zot, ha'aim, this is the mother. Definite. 8, hu ha'melech, he is the king. Zot, baracha, this is a blessing. Mi ha'aim, who is the mother. Zot ha'aretz, this is the land. Ha'am echad, the nation is one. Look at that. They've turned one around on us here. Zot ha'shabbat, this is the Sabbath. Me, who, or simply, who is he? At ha'aim, this is the mother. Moshe ha'melech, Moses is the king. Ani ha'av, I am the father. Ata melech, you are a king. Ze Moshe, this is Moses. Me, zot, who is this? So if we're asking the question, who is this, me, zot, are we talking about a man or a woman? Well, obviously a woman, because zot is the feminine gender word for this. He, Sarah, she is Sarah. Okay. So now, this is where I'm going to have you guys do some work. What I'd like you guys to do is I'm going to have you translate this. And I'm going to do the first one, show you how this is done. And then I'm going to have you guys write in the Hebrew the answer, okay, and translate it. So we're going to translate into Hebrew. We're also going to write into Hebrew. So this first one, this is the blessing. So what do we know about blessing? masculine or feminine gender? Well, we covered blessing in this vocabulary, and this is the feminine chapter. So we know that blessing is feminine. So the word this, we can't use ze. We have to use zot. So in this case, we are going to write a zayin, a holem, and a tav. Zot, this. And we're not saying the blessing, we're only saying this is a blessing. There's no definite part of this at all. So simply we need to come up with baracha. And so we would use a bet, the Shiva. Let's see here. Let's move up here real quick and see what the Nakud is, just to be sure here. Where's our barakah at? There we go. So we've got kametz, resh, chaf, hey. Kametz. Okay. Okay, there's a chaf, kametz, and a hey. I'm kind of running into the English here, but that's how those should look. Zot, baracha. This is a blessing. So we've got feminine because this is feminine, and they have to equal. Okay, so I'm gonna let's have you guys do 2 through 10. Okay, this is section 3, and let's see what page this is. Page 12, exercise section 3, 2 through 10. So let me put that down. Section 3, 2 through 10. Okay. All right. So, good. So that'll give you some, because the more we can get the Hebrew translated from English, I think that's even better than going from Hebrew to English. We need to go from English to Hebrew. That's the hard part. So getting that down, you'll be well on your way. Okay, so now this one right here, make as many sentences as you can. Let's just finish up this together, and we will, that'll be the end of this section, and I think you've got enough to work with. And I will give you the exercises again at the very end so we know what we're dealing with and what we can do for these next section of assignments. So they've given us several of these words here. Let's look at them here. Okay. We've got ata for you. We've got ani, I. He means she. At is the feminine form of you. Who means he. Me is our question word, right? Ze, this is, it means this, but it's masculine this. Zot means this too, but it's feminine this. Aim, well, that's explanatory. That's mother. Melech, king, of course we know that's masculine. Sarah, proper name, feminine. Moshe, proper name, masculine. Yisrael, Israel, Eretz, land, Av, father. So let's combine words from line A with words from line B. So if we were to take ata, you, well, we can't do this one because ata is masculine. We could do this one. We could connect it to this, couldn't we? Because this is masculine. Could we do Sarah? No. Nope, that's out because this is masculine. How about Moshe? Could we connect to Moshe? Yes, you could connect Atah to Moshe and say, you are Moses. Yisrael, okay, that's masculine. We could connect that, although I wouldn't make much sense. So let's, it would be more like Anachnu Yisrael. We are Israel. That would be better than you are Israel. Although it could be said in a manner of speaking, if you were to point out to someone you're part of Israel. Okay, Eretz, that's feminine. We can't use that. Av, masculine. So we can use this one, Av. We could use Moshe. We could use Melech for Atah, because Atah in this case is masculine. Ani. We could use any of these for Ani, because remember, Ani means I, but it does not have a different word for feminine or masculine. It's all Ani. That makes it easy to remember. We could say, Ani Moshe, I am Moses. Ani Yisrael, I am Israel. In other words, I'm part of Israel. Ani, we couldn't say that. That wouldn't make sense. Ani Av, I am a father. We could say that. How about the word he? Means she. We could say she is a mother. We could say she is a king. That's out. He, Sarah, we could say that. She is Sarah, right? Could we say Moshe? Nope, that's out. Because Moshe is masculine. He means she. That's feminine. We couldn't use this. Yisrael, that's masculine. I don't know about saying she is the land. Well, let's get rid of that. We can't do that either. So there's just a few of them here. She is a mother, or she is Sarah, right? Let's go to At. Means you, feminine. So can we say you are a mother? We sure can, because a mother's feminine. Can't use king. That's masculine. Can we say you are Sarah? Yes, we can. At Sarah. We can't use Moshe. This wouldn't make sense. This wouldn't make sense. This wouldn't make sense. That's masculine. So we could say you are a mother, or you are Sarah. You are Sarah. How about the word who? It means he. Can't use mother. We could say, yes, he is a king. We can't use Sarah. Could we say he is Moses? Yep. Who? Moshe. He is Moses. Israel doesn't make sense. Eretz, he is a father. Good. All right, we're just about done here. Me is who. So could we say who is a mother? We could say that. Who is a king? Yes. All of these pretty much would make sense with that. Or yes, it would with Israel. Who is a land? No. Who is the father? So remember this, you could use for a lot of these. To pair these together to make a complete sentence in Hebrew, a noun sentence. All right, so zeh, this, masculine. This is a mother? Nope. Mother's feminine. This is a king? Yes, works. Sarah? Nope. Moshe? Yes, because Moshe is masculine, and zeh is masculine. Yisrael, this is Israel? Sure would work. This is a land? No. Doesn't work because Eretz is feminine. This is a father? Absolutely will work. Last one, Zot. Feminine form of this. Can we say this is a mother? Yes, it'll work. King? Not so much. Sarah? Yes. Moshe? Nope. This is Israel? Well, Israel is masculine. So this is, how about if we said Zot ha'aretz, this is the land? We could use that then, couldn't we? Makes sense. This is a father. Nope, doesn't work. So it's feminine. Okay, so do you see what we're doing here? Masculine has to equal masculine. Feminine has to equal feminine. Okay, and that is all the time we have. So let's go over look at our exercises here. Mark these down. So we've got in chapter 1, section 2, 3 through 8, and then write the vocabulary. Vocabulary written just one time. I had one, I was impressed with her longevity because she wrote, she thought I meant 12 times on the vocabulary and said, wow, that's going above and beyond there. So she's probably got that vocabulary down really well. But just one time for each vocabulary word. And then page 12, section 3, 2 through 10. And hopefully next week we will complete section 2, and we are well on our way. I must say I'm really impressed with the work I'm getting. Keep up the good work, guys. Don't be weary in doing this, just one step at a time. As long as you're moving forward, you're doing great. All right.
You're doing pretty good yourself, Professor Smith. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here with you all. And until we see you next week, Lila Tov.